Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Trash It. And in the virtual studios today, we've got your usual crew, African Janti, Celia, Ajike, and a welcome back to Ogo. Right, this week, we had one of our fans write into us for advice. And for those watching, you do know you could write to us regarding any areas of concerns. And you know, this wonderful panel of human beings, you're guaranteed of the best advice. Now, back to you guys. Let me just read what this lady has sent. And she was like, hello, Trashy. I'm married to a lovely man, and I'm stuck with him forever. He's the worst sex partner I've ever had. And I cannot tell him or let him know that he's awful at it. I often fake orgasm so that I don't hurt his feelings. What should I do? The issue is he's not interested in non-participation. So he's the kind of man that wants you to know, tell me, baby, I'm getting it. And me being passive, he wants me to be active. He says he doesn't enjoy non-participation, i.e. me lying down and letting him and having him ride me. I used to believe that men don't care as long as they come. Am I wrong? Are other men like my husband? Trash it crew. Help me. I like to hear real life experiences. Okay. As the expert that you people are, this lady will be watching. Now, let's start with you, Jagwajantis, being the only man on the panel and the best person to actually give this woman advice because you've seen it all. What should she do?
Well, this one is a very tricky situation. First of all, you see, communication, they say, goes a long way. In any relationship, communication is key. If they start on a wrong note in that relationship, a situation whereby you can't speak to each other, your mind, and say, come, this is actually the way we should be doing this. This is not right. Have you thought about us doing it in another way? If they don't have that, kind of connection in that relationship, they can't start now. It's already too late, because that lady is thinking about that guy that used to hang her neck by the bed. The boy too is thinking about what him and his mates used to do in school when they're watching porn. Tell me, who's your zaddy? I'm your zaddy, right? Meanwhile, he's doing it wrong. He's doing it wrong. But communication is key. Girl, come out of your shell. Tell him, boy, I like it when you smack me in the bum when you're doing it. Or I like it this way, or I like it that way. Oh, really? You like it like that? Okay, then let's try. You have to communicate. You have to, if you're the man, you like taking
Hold on, Jabajantis, let me ask. How do you then tell a man that he's bad in bed? And given your experience, how would you know that you're good?
You don't tell him bad. You just tell him you want another style.
Okay.
And you let him know that, I actually enjoy this one than the others. Can you do it like this next time? Okay, let's try this way.
Sorry, Jabadantis, I'm trying to get information for this sister. Is it the style that makes it better?
There is a style she wants. There is a particular way she wants him to do it. He's not doing it right. If he wants him to last more than 10 seconds or 20 seconds, maybe he should try one of these aphrodisiac, or no, I think aphrodisiac is to turn you on. Something that makes you last longer.
She's turned on already. The guy is just awful.
Exactly. So if he's awful, tell him like you're trying to do another style, and tell him how you want him to, engage in that. It helps. So communication helps. Then he too, out of shame or out of his, if he's somebody who has sense, he will go back and do his own work and think, you know what, let me go on Pornhub. What is called so style? What is called so thing? And see how it can be his best. If not.
Okay, all that if not. All that if not. Let me go to the lady. Let me start with you, Ajike. And I'm not saying you, Ajike, why are you strong guy? As a woman, without a lack of better word, a frustrated woman sexually is an angry woman. And this lady looks frustrated. So what should she do? Like Jagadat is saying, tell him this style. Sometimes it's not about style. It's about the technique. So there's style and there's technique. So how do we then, what's the advice that you have for this lady? Her husband is woeful. She's forming that she's enjoying it, but she's not enjoying it. At the end of the day, she might as well just be doing something else.
Is it for me?
Yes, for you.
Yeah. The truth about that is that a lot of people don't understand. There's some we go to school to learn how to read. We go to driving school. We go to when it comes to marriage and getting married and this sex thing and all that, we just take it as it is. No. And that's, I think a few people that follow me on Instagram, I think I started putting up things lately. I think I put up something about, things we don't talk about in church when you are getting married. You don't talk about sex. You don't talk about infertility. You don't talk about things like they just go to church, okay, as long as they are not AS, people, and as long as they are not pregnant. They don't talk about job loss. They don't talk about spousal loss. They don't talk about even some people lose their children. These are topics that are taboo, so to say. The fact that over how many billion are we on the face of the earth? So somebody's having sex somewhere.
Yeah.
So I wonder why people. Yes, I don't know why people are very, very, shy to talk about these things, and it also stems from our upbringing. So like me now, I have a young son. I don't. When it comes to me with some questions, I say, hey, keep quiet. You make it as natural as possible. At times, some of the questions will shock me because he's a boy and I'm a girl. So there's some questions we come with that, I will just first of all be thinking that, what is this? But you understand, that is the issue. When you're getting married, you're supposed to see there are sexual counselors. Yeah, in fact, I think there's this man, I follow him, I love him a lot, Pastor Kingsley and his wife. If I still, he just put up a topic on oral sex and so many other things that people will not talk about. These are issues. You hear men saying that they can go, a woman should give them oral sex, they're not ready to give the woman. You understand? And there are also medical fears behind all these things. Some people are not taking their vaccinations. How many people have taken their Cervarix? How many people have taken their Gardasil 9? You understand? There's so if I start on this topic, we'll know it because somehow
this sister is dying.
You understand? So when it comes to sexual things like that, number one, Mr. Jagbadantis has said it, communication. They're not communicating. Then they started on the wrong note. If you feel that, okay, this guy, they should have gone to see a sexual counselor or a bedroom counselor. I don't know what they call them. There are many
sex therapists.
This is techniques. And another thing is that, maybe he was brought up on, when in those days when I was younger, nobody was going to teach you how to have sex. You are going to learn it either from Playboy or Playgirl. There's something somewhere, most of the men. So now maybe they watch porn. You're hearing smack me, daddy, just let the old bed be moving everywhere, be making. It's not like that. Understand? And some men, from what she has expressed, this man her happiness is important to him. He's not even saying that he wants to wait. Some people is even asking her, how are you doing? They are finished, they are flipped, they have slept. Yes, they are flipped, they have slept. They don't have time for you. They are not thinking about you. You understand? But this person has her interest at heart. So I believe that she should broach the subject, maybe kindly and all that, like, okay, well, this is what has been happening, this is what you understand? Maybe she would actually maybe learn some techniques. Yeah, there are many, like you said, it's not really techniques matter. Our bodies are different. Some people respond differently. Once you have children, they say your body will respond again. Some things during the day, you have work money tonight. One person is not coming with one thing. Maybe your brain is not working well. Maybe there's no money. But it's not like me, money. I will continue to say money. For some people, they like poverty. In their poverty, they still be having more children. We are all different. So for me, I think my own advice to her would be speak to him first. You know how you talk to your person, how you talk to your man, then see sexual counselors, seek advice, know what to do. I'm sure.
All right, thank you, Aduke. Let me go to you, Ogo, before I go to Celia. Given what everyone has said, what can you add, deduct, to help this sister? Because there's other things that we need to consider as well as an African woman. How comfortable is she to be able to tell her husband, like Jabba said, don't say he's bad, or if he's bad, he's bad. There's no point. I don't like sugarcoating things. So what advice do you have for this sister? What should she do?
Okay, just like the other said, communication is the issue. And another thing is, when did she start noticing that she wasn't really enjoying that? How long has that been going? Or did she just wake up in the morning and just realize, oh, she's not enjoying, or he's awful? And secondly, she said something about, oh, he gives her everything she wants, and she's happy in the marriage, just the sexual aspect of it. So why don't you like communicate with him? He's your best friend, as you said, and I'm sure there's love in that relationship. So why don't you just like have a seat and talk? Or even if it's that way, don't make him feel bad. And you might be like, oh, can we just go and see a sex therapist or something? Or just tell him how you feel, honestly. Maybe he himself, she keep lying that, oh, she's fine, pretending to be having orgasm, blah, 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 blah. That's not helping at all. Just tell this guy how you feel and see how you guys can go around it. And he himself, like Ajike said, he even after everything, he comes back to her and say, oh, how do you feel? Did you enjoy it? Some men, they will just sleep off and leave you there. They don't even care. So that shows that the man really have interest in that relationship and their sexual relationship as well. So for me, what I'll say to her is just look for a way and make this work. If that's the only issue you're having in your marriage, that is great.
Oh, all right, Ogo, please backtrack. So if the sex is bad, if other things are okay, that's fine.
Just communicate, like Ogo
Yeah,
said.
just communicate. Okay. Look for a way out.
No, what Ogo said is very true. That's the only problem. List of your problems. Not having serious mega issues. on top, there are nothing where it's still going up and down, doing different things, making noise everywhere. You know, so our own problem is even she knows she has problem. So she has faced her problem.
Yeah, just face that problem and resolve it.
Wow. Celia, go on, sorry, Ogo.
There's so many sex therapies out there. You guys can even go
sex
for like
therapies, thank you.
Yeah, you guys can even go for like what do they call it? Massage therapies, and there's other names they call them.
Copulation?
Yeah, something like that. And you guys
how I know this, I don't know.
You guys can play with yourself there, you know, make each other happy there. That's how you learn all those things. If that's the only issue she's having, this can be resolved. Trust me, babes. Can be resolved.
Celia, sex is very important.
So.
After sex, there's some stuff, toxins that get released. Your skin is nicer, you're more beautiful, you're more alert, like you go into meetings and you're doing pow, pow, pow. They're just like, what's over here? Celia,
you see, the thing is, my question, okay. My question is, as Ogo kind of touched on, when did she notice this problem? Because you see, when people will be saying, oh, no sex before marriage, this is the outcome of it. All those pastors, and I don't know.
Yeah, are you saying that people?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, because I don't know what to say again. Do you understand? If you say you die, if you don't say you die, right? So but this is one of the repercussions of no sex before marriage, right? Because maybe, I don't know if this woman had sex with him when they were dating. If she had not, then it's on the wedding night you will realize that, hold on, I didn't quite like the way he was hitting it. Do you understand? And the man is probably just using strength, not knowing that nothing is happening, right? And maybe she might have put it down to stress of the wedding, tiredness of the day and everything. And then the next day, and then the day after, and then 1 month later, 2 months later, it's still the same thing. He's just hitting off key. And then she realizes that, hold on, I'm in deep shit, right? But if she had had sex before marriage and she'd realized this is the issue, then it's either she retracts and says, okay, you know what, this is not really for me, or she will know how to walk around it. Because when you now get married and you now start addressing some of the issues, some of these kind of issues of, you are not really satisfying me, it becomes a problem, because the man that thinks he's doing everything he can, you've been there faking the orgasm and him thinking that, yes, she's satisfied. And you're not turning around to say to him, I'm not satisfied. So how do you think, number one, he's going to be thinking, are you that promiscuous that even after I've hit it, you are still saying you are not satisfied? Do you understand? And then the man can start thinking, okay, if you're saying you're not satisfied, then are you getting it somewhere else? How long have you been unsatisfied? So is there a possibility that you might now start cheating on me? Whilst communication is very important, but it's about how the other partner is going to receive it. Because that is denting a man's ego. When you go and tell a man that he does not know how to have sex, this is the same man that has been having sex since. And then you, one woman, will now come and say to him, oh, you are his wife, obviously. You would now say to him, you're not satisfying me enough because you don't know how to do it.
Okay, Celia, before I go to Jawadantes, how do you have this conversation? Like you just said, you touched on something now. You can dent his ego. The little sex that he thinks he knows how to do might become in existence after this conversation. So how do you have this conversation before you now think about, okay, let's go to a sex therapist? I'll go to you, Jawadantes, once I finish with Celia, because I want to understand the mindset of the woman now. How do I broach this? We have a problem, a serious problem. As minute as it is, it's still a problem.
Okay, so without filter, I'm just gonna say without filter, because Ajike and Ogoyipa are saying no, it's not a big issue, it's a small issue. This is little drops of water that makes a mighty ocean. This issue you are seeing can become a big issue, an issue that will now cause the woman to go and do it outside, and she will now bring a pregnancy that is not for the man inside.
And that's it. The truth of matter is that I understand where you are going to, but for her, it's an important issue. So maybe she want to cheat. For some people, it's not a big deal. See, everybody has what is a big deal for them in this life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody has what is a big deal. For her, Loto is a big deal, because for her to have brought it here, it is a big deal. I'm not saying it's not. That's why I said, see a sex therapist, talk to the person. There's no how to solve this problem without speaking.
Before we get to seeing the sex therapist, this conversation, we need to have it first. So what are we saying? How do you have this conversation?
Okay, so let me
she knows her man. I don't know the person.
Hold on,
I just know this man.
Ajike, hold on. This is like disability now. So this man is disabled. So how do you sorry?
I don't know that one.
Wait, I was not there.
That guise of position. Hide it under the guise of another style.
That's what I was going to say.
I actually love it when you do it this way. Try it. Or I like when you hold me like this when you're doing it. Or I actually like your mouth on my nipple when you're doing it.
Hold on, Celia, hold on. There's this show on Netflix called Sex Life. I would ask that you guys watch it.
I cannot watch it.
You have watched it?
I cannot watch it.
Okay. It's not porn.
I know it's not porn, but I'm not just...
No. The reason I said if you have time, because obviously, so it's about a lady called Billy. She has had numerous sex before she married her husband. Now, her husband has not had as much sex. So she was so starved that she now started a journal and started writing about the previous sex that she had. It crept into a real world where the husband read the journal, and the husband was trying to do what the ex-boyfriend used to do. But you see, strokes are different. So, Celia, how do you have this conversation?
For me, and I think it's hard depending on the relationship you have, even depending on the relationship you have with your partner. I don't think any woman will find it easy to just say, almost, you are not satisfying me sexually. So for me, the best thing that she can do is to guide his dick, right? Okay. Guide his dick and put it where you want it to go. Whether it's the anus, whether it's the vagina, whether it's in your mouth, guide his dick and put it where you want it to go. And then when you have lodged the dick where you want it to be, I'm sorry, this show is not for children, this particular topic, please. I'm just saying, because this is a real life problem that somebody is going through. So I have to be as explicit as possible. When you have now gotten it where you want it to be, then you start the movement. Yeah, you start the movement the way you want it to be. And then from the movement, you start the position, as Agbajantik said, the way you want it to be. Because by the time you do all those things, and then you orgasm, and after the sex, when the man asks you and say, did you enjoy it? He knows that you were the one in control. So he will know that you would enjoy it compared to when he has been the one in control. And then from there, you can start to say, babe, you remember the way we did it yesterday or the day before? That's how I want you to do it. Because sometimes it might be difficult for you to open your mouth and say to your heart. I know some partners are very close,
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But in that closeness, still, you don't want to hurt his feelings, because I know I'm not a man, but if my husband should come and tell me I'm a passive sexual partner, I know how it would hurt me. So the same thing. Do you understand? Even though I might now try to say, okay, since he has told me I need to improve, I need to look at ways that I can make things more appealing to him and to myself. But at the same time, I'm still going to feel hurt for the mere fact that he said it at all. Right? So for a man, it's exactly the same thing. Yes, you might tell him you guys are close, but he's going to be hurt and his ego is going to be dented. So I, as the wife, will try and help him through that by guiding his dick, directing it, positioning it, and doing it the way I want it done. And once it's done, then I can say to him, oh, I really enjoyed the one we did that day. Let's do it. And if we continue to do that, then he would understand and he will get the hint that, okay, well, Celia likes it when she's in control, or Ajike likes it when she's in control.
You're talking about somebody that will listen to you. Yes. You are talking about somebody that his brain is in the right place. His head is correct. His head is correct. That's the person we are talking about. Some people now this I say direct. They have taught you how to do it. They have been teaching. See this. See, human beings, we are not okay. See, I'm telling you, this thing I have just understood like this. I direct it, I redirect, I put here. You will explain.
Okay.
You will explain, pastor. You will call pastor. They will call your family member. They will explain this thing. Then
in that case, if we are going to go to the pastor's office, then in that case, I would tell him in the pastor's office that you are cheating. Period.
It's not as easy as you are saying. If the same way which we said it's not easy. The same way you are saying it's not easy.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that now she know who she married. Like I even said, if you really look at what she said, okay, the person is sort of the way you read the letter. I feel that the person.
There's still some more. There's still more.
Okay.
I think the issue here is that maybe the woman, she doesn't have feelings for the man anymore. Because if you have feelings for a man during sexual intercourse, no matter how he does it, you enjoy it. That is
really. Oh God.
Yes. I was going to say what August said.
Exactly.
Wait. What is giving you even manage it?
Hold on with the managing. Hold on. Let me go to Jagbajantis and then come back to Ogo. How do you develop affection for someone that is awfully in bed? You're not satisfied. Does the
take position?
You see, this problem only comes out when you're so used to each other and there is no other side attraction in the relationship. You sleep
side attraction like another man or another woman?
No. Side attraction like turning the relationship over, like going on holidays, finding yourself in a different environment. You see, when you're in love with a man, anything he does turns you on.
Exactly.
Not just love. It's not even love now. You may be flirting with someone because you don't see each other every time. Everything he does is magic. If he just touches your nipple like this, you are already dripping. You're already dripping. If you just put the tip, you orgasm like 3 times.
Exactly.
No strokes involved. Just his hand on your labia majora or whatever they call it, that area alone.
Yeah.
You're already dead. And you see somebody who is trying to do it at home, the connection is not there. You see some couple in the lift, they're flirting. The husband is working, the wife is coming from the back, grabbing this thing. Or the wife is cooking, the husband is coming from the back, grabbing her boobs. She's like, oh, don't start. Oh, you're started. There is a connection. You have to flirt with each other. If you can't flirt with each other, the sex is not.
The feeling is not there.
The sex is not going to make any sense to you. Even if he's the professional porn star in America before coming back home, he's the best in the field. They pay him the most. If that flexing connection is not there, nothing he does will have sense to you. But when your marriage gets to a level where you're so used to each other, it's the same thing every day, it's become a routine, you need some extra something to ginger that sex life. And if the husband is not ready to communicate, the wife will collect it somewhere.
Okay. That is pause there. Now let me read the part 2. Go on. No, finish up and then finish up.
So a guy told me that he married a virgin. And this virgin is the daughter of a spiritual father kind of thing. And the marriage was sweet from the beginning. But you see, all those times that this girl has been a virgin, she's been so used to touching herself because she doesn't want to become disvirgined. She wants to keep it because she's the daughter of a spiritual father. And everybody is looking at the spiritual father like, oh, her children are decent. But she was sexually active by touching herself. When she got married, no dick made sense to her again. She's so used to touching herself. Even though you're making love to her, after that, if she doesn't touch herself, she's not going to come. And one day, the husband asked her for sex. She said she wasn't interested, that she's tired. The husband fell asleep. Few minutes into the sleep, he just started hearing somebody doing, oh. She was touching herself. And he woke up like, what? That is when she now confessed that, oh, this is what she's used to. This is how she's been keeping it together all along. And there is no amount of sex can make her come.
So did the guy take over the touching?
So he now does the touching now. He has to learn how to do the touching while he's
before doing any other thing. Yeah, that's true. I've heard that story so many times from people.
Come like 4 million times with ordinary hand before he will now put his Mr. Jangbalangba and then come. So communication is key. That was a marriage that was going this way.
But now they're together. Now let me read the part.
Because she got caught.
Because she got caught.
Now let me read what this lady said, which I left out purposely just to get a feel of you guys. She said, and I quote, "We've been to see a sex therapist and they've given us so many ideas, but it's not working. My main problems are, and there are, not is. My husband comes too quickly. His thing does not fill me. And his thing is not big enough. So there's major issue here. This sister wants to stay in the relationship. They've been to see a sex therapist. The homework is not working because the equipment is faulty. So, why are you laughing?
This
please rescue me.
This problem is a bed on this problem is a bed. This problem is a bed on defiled problem. That's how I see it. It's a bed on defiled problem. You know, how do you solve problems like that? You can't. You
can solve one.
Okay, hold on, Jagbajantis. Hold on. I'll come to how you solve it. But let me hear. Celia, are you done? Then I'll go to.
No, because it's a bed on defiled problem. You see, in as much as I'm a Christian and I like that bed on defiled, keep yourself and things like that. But when you encounter situations like this after you are now married, what do you then do? The dick is too small. The dick is too small. The man is coming quickly. The dick is not. So what do you then do? I know that there's nothing that God cannot do. So is this at this juncture we just say, you know what, God, take control and let your will be done and just rest?
Okay, hold on, Celia.
I don't know.
Hold on, Ajike, please. I've told you, based on what this sister is, she's really, and this is not a funny matter. It's just very unfortunate. While we wait for Ajike to come back, let me go to Jagbajantis and then I'll go to Ogo. Jagbajantis, we have just explained that the equipment is faulty.
You see, Sister Ogo is not nice.
Ogo is not nice. I said that she's just
because Ogos know that it's hard to repair a faulty equipment except you replace it.
How do you replace it? So
see, it's a very critical issue. You see that size issue. It cannot be corrected. You see all those dick enlargement medicine or all these things they advertise.
Only work.
It's all scam. It's all scam. It's natural. You cannot enlarge a dick unless you want to die quickly. It's impossible. What you can change is the length of your thrust before you ejaculate or before you come, before you release. They said it's 2 minutes, man, Mr. 2 minutes. That 2 minutes can be 20 minutes.
It's not even up to 2 minutes from what she wrote here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is because he is so connected beyond connection. He is is in tune. That juice is too slippery. The moment it's in, is you know.
No.
That can be
It's a
stretched.
lie. That is a medical problem. It's not because the pussy is WAP. That's a
What is
medical problem.
WAP?
Done.
I bet you tell them. I'm not fit.
See that guy?
Let us be.
I've seen men that cannot last 2 minutes with a particular lady, and they will last 3 hours with another lady.
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay, so is it then a psychological thing with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And the
Yes.
feelings.
But it can be corrected.
How?
With a few herbs here and there. They sell it all over the place. All these London boys, they use it and they discuss it when they go drinking or watch football. They come in, they say these things.
Is there anyone you can recommend?
Of course, there are
people's kidney,
I will recommend
liver.
I will recommend it to you behind camera.
Okay, recommend it. So I'll tell her.
You know.
Okay.
Okay.
Ajike, please.
What happened?
What do we do? Because the equipment is faulty. Now you said we should not recommend so that we don't kill the kidney.
Kidney, liver, they don't sell it in the market, so don't go and be drinking.
Avoid anything you have to swallow into your system. I will tell you that anything you have to put in your mouth, avoid it. It's not good.
So the woman can't give a blowjob. I don't understand.
No, they say
no medication.
I thought you said anything you have to put in your mouth. Right?
So, Ajike, what do we do?
What do you do? See, all this second part of the matter is medical. She should see a doctor. There are urologists all over the world. She can go and see the person. 1, 2. Is it that people that are small with small penis cannot marry or do anything in life? We have said the technique matters. And all these people that are saying that something is feeling something. You see, is it just want to put a whole generator inside here?
Oh my goodness.
A whole generator she want to put inside here? So she has said she has problem because I don't know which one is feeling something.
You know what?
But the same way somebody will look at me and say I like money too much. Where somebody would maybe she likes whatever she likes. That's her business. But for me, and I cannot understand, I cannot relate.
And I keep saying this. How long did she notice this? And I keep saying that. And another thing is, depending on the size she's talking about, that his thing is not big.
Maybe she's looking for the whole of this.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh God, let me come to you. You're saying, okay, how long? Okay, sister has made compromise based on what she wrote here. She said, well, she's tried to compromise with the fact that his equipment is not long enough or big enough or doesn't feel her. Now she's come up with other suggestions, like giving her a head. And the man said, the man that I'm using to praise God, I can't use it to give a head. So how do we now solve this problem? And you're saying we should have communication. This is communication.
Sex therapy.
If he can't give a head, let him give a hand. Or maybe the problem now is from the girl.
Somebody does not want a hand. They want a head. And you're saying she should use a hand.
Someone says she wants a head.
The head cannot get as deep as the penis that she said is small. So what is the head?
Oh, you do realize that the head and the hand, they have different functions, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So how can you replace the function of the hand with a head?
You know,
and vice versa.
She wants
there's some sensory stuff in your tongue.
Yeah, she didn't say she wants to go deep. She just wants a head.
Sensory and as you are sensory, go and take Edasinine, go and take your HPV vaccine, go and take it. You know me, I will not keep quiet. I don't want to die young. All the vaccine, go and take it. I'm not saying it's not good. Go and take your vaccine. If that's the only public service announcement I can do in this place, I will do it. Go and take your vaccine.
Don't worry,
we'll take vaccine.
So, but hold on, Ogo. Let me go back to Jagojantis. You know, you said something that a man can control or delay how they come. How do you control coming during the act?
So there are some medications.
Oh dear.
Not genetically modified, not GMO herbs that.
Well, we've just had Ajike say if you take it now, your liver and kidney and
no, that is
I didn't say your liver and kidney, but I don't know the one God gave. You know, some people it's only small Panadol they will take their kidney as backup. Maybe some people they can take the Panadol in this life, they'll be okay. So I don't know the one God gave you. Never.
Jawadant is gone.
That's because they're ingesting it, they're swallowing it.
So anything do you apply it on the shaft?
You apply it. Okay. Yes, you apply it, and that's okay. Anything you put in your mouth can affect your liver or kidney. It's not good. I always tell people don't do that.
Sorry, Jabajantis. I just want this sister to be clear. You know, when you apply stuff on your skin, does it not seep into your body or your blood?
It doesn't always work that way. It's
No,
like
so go, is
Vaseline.
it true?
It's like Vaseline. You just rub it on your skin and that's it. The
But
effect that will have on you.
what are the chemicals in that thing? Because it's going to go inside the lady's system.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, with all indication, it is not supposed to affect the liver or kidney from that angle.
It's not about the liver and the kidney. It's
about the vagina.
The vagina itself.
Well, there hasn't been any case reported, so I can't say now. But all I know is if you want the man to last longer, there are things you can use. And they always say 30 minutes before sex, wash it away. So you want the man to wash it off.
I see.
Yeah. So all you have now is a shaft that is never dying. You know.
So basically 30 minutes before sex, what if they are sleeping and he decides to have sex? Do you wake up, rub it, and then go back and wait for 30 minutes?
Well,
a lot of planning.
You know, that is for people who don't have problem. But now we have identified a problem. And we know that it's going to last only 2 minutes. So, on Benny, put it on before we go to bed so that when the kids are sleeping and we wake up after 12, just go and wash the shaft and come back.
So, Billy, this thing is supposed to help you not come on time. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Let's move swiftly to Dave. She said, and I quote, "We have done all that needs to be done." So the question is, and I'll start with the ladies first, does this justify, and please don't crucify me, it's just a question, does this justify her stepping out, given that she's not enjoying and receiving what she wants? She doesn't want to leave her husband, but she's deprived of sex and it's impacting on her overall well-being. So, Celia, is this a justifiable reason for infidelity?
As far as I'm concerned, as a married person, nothing justifies.
Now, before you answer, think about it. There's nothing that can remedy this. You're essentially sentencing this lady to everlasting sexless happiness.
Yeah. So I maintain what I just said. As a married person, nothing justifies infertility. Whether the man's dick is too small, that's a bed undefiled problem, whether he comes on time and all of those sort of things. Nothing for me should justify infertility. What I would say...
Not infertility or infidelity.
Sorry, infidelity, sorry. But what I would say is if they have done everything, they've tried all the sex toys and everything, and this woman is still not satisfied, because there are lots of different sex toys out there, you know, and for this woman to still not be satisfied, it means that the woman self, she's something else. And also, can the man give her, can he ejaculate enough for him to get her pregnant? If he can, then that's one issue sorted in a way. But coming back to the sex. Okay, good. So coming back to the sex issue, for me, this is not a justification for her to step out of her marriage. They need to now talk about maybe having an open relationship, and maybe once every
as an
week.
African man.
I'm coming small. Yeah, I'm coming small because I don't want to just hit the nail on the head, right? So they have to have a conversation, right? And maybe they can have this with their therapist as well, so that it could help to make the knock-on effect quite soft, to cushion it, right? So they can decide, okay, let's have an open relationship, or maybe every week or every 2 weeks, every fortnight, right? They can get someone to help the woman to service her, okay? Ooh. And if that doesn't work, if that still doesn't work, that's inviting somebody else into the relationship, right? Just for sex, nothing else. I know that can be difficult because emotions can start flowing, right? But if that doesn't work and the woman is not able to manage, then let them all divorce, because honestly, there's no point cheating on the man. And this is where cuckold relationships in marriages or in relationships happen, where the man gives his consent for his wife to sleep with another man,
and maybe he can just be there watching and making sure things don't get out of hand. You understand? Just to satisfy the woman, but again, as I said, there are lots of different things, especially when it comes to sex toys, that can be tried. And if that doesn't satisfy this woman, then maybe she has a sex problem. Maybe she's a sexomaniac or something. I don't know what they
They're
call it.
already doing that third party sexual satisfaction.
Yeah.
stuff
So
illegal.
giving
It's already
consent, does it not
endorsed.
count as cheating as well?
Sorry, giving?
Consent.
Well,
No,
The
it
man
doesn't
is-
count as cheating, Ogo. You're
That's
giving
not
consent, so it doesn't count as cheating.
So what if the woman goes behind the man and do it again?
Then
cheating,
it counts
eh?
as cheating because
That
he
is
doesn't
why
know.
that celebrity got beaten and she lied that they shot her a week protected.
Angela Corey, don't mind that one. She just embarrassed herself.
So, Ogo, being
Mhm.
that potentially this sister or this lady in question might be a nympho, but she's not getting satisfied. So, at what point we've seen sex therapists, we've brought toys, we've done this.
She will go and connect.
So,
Sorry.
like, Ogo,
Yuri, 1 second. And you know that there are strap-ons that a man can wear that has a dick on it. So maybe they can try that. I know it's not like the real thing, but if the man comes on time and he goes into her and he comes on time, maybe 2 minutes later he comes, then he can revert to the strap-on and wear it and then use it on her until she comes. A lot of things can
a
be
man
tried.
that is open to things like that.
The man has to be open. If not, he will be open to divorce, period.
Okay.
Yuri, what about the ladies that you want just one trust like this? They're already vibrating. You don't spend 5 minutes, they're already having fifth orgasm. I'm coming, oh my God, I can't hold it.
Situations like
I
that,
can't hold it. I can't help it. Oh my God, I'm coming. And the man is there like...
Yeah, but the man can still continue.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but
So
in
the
this
girl
case,
too should still continue now.
How? With what?
With
with a
Okay, with a strap-on. Okay, if it's a strap-on, yeah.
Okay, Ajike, let me come to you. So what are we saying? Is this sister allowed to step out of her relationship? Because obviously she's not getting what she signed up for. Marriage is about sir.
You should divorce him.
Just marry your type. Just marry your type.
Divorce him. Hold on, Jamajantis. She wants
Soon
to
the
stay.
next person's account will not be deep enough. She should
said?
divorce him. The next person's account will not be deep enough. It will not be long enough. It will not be fat enough. So she should divorce him. That's my own advice for her.
Because this sex is not the same for everybody, you know. It's critical. It's a very...
At times, people like... At times, she needs counseling herself. Left to me, all this while is too much. Because at times, I think she's just living in one place. I don't know where she went to learn herself. Maybe she has just one... They've told her that you'll be floating, be high, you will do like
women,
okay. Because me, I don't understand
like 5 times. Some women want to come like 3 times. Some women just want...
But does she not have the right to come as much as she wants to come?
It's
a God-given
right.
What
is this morning? Does she not know how to sleep?
Oh my God.
It's very sweet when you can make a woman come repeatedly. But some women, their body is not wired like that. If you like, do it from now till tomorrow. Only they know how to make themselves come. They will not come immediately. And it only happens once in a while where you will hit that particular nail and they are just exploding. So
like fireworks.
Exactly. This sex of a thing is different to this same man that cannot last 2 minutes will stay with another lady now and last 45 minutes. And the lady will be screaming, oh my God, I can't help it.
Like Olakule Churchill, Tonto Dike and Rosemura. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the feelings I'm talking about. If you
the
have
woman
feelings
will be shouting,
for each other.
I cannot hold it. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I have to come now. I'm coming. And this is the guy that cannot last 2 minutes with this particular girl. And this particular girl that is saying his sex is whack will go to another guy, and that guy will hit her bam just once, and there is fountain all over the place.
The contours will be vibrating.
There is a kind of connection, you know. I'm not a bad person, no. I've not.
No. Look, it's important. She said, I will be watching. So please, she needs your advice. So as a man, Javajantis, can you just explain the psychology behind why a man will be able to do 2 minutes somewhere and then 11 years in another place?
Back in the days, a lady has told me before that why is it that every time we're here, you come so early? And this is me that I was killing other people. Like I was slaughtering them anyhow, somewhere else. But I had a different kind of connection with this girl at the time. I just couldn't help it. And then I went and did some things. And then I started hammering her like no man's business. But some things were revealed to me. I saw that she was a lady on the run, as in a lady on the fast lane. She has been through some things in her life that even marriage, there was no marriage that will help her. She will still go back. So I too was just enjoying it while it lasted before, I moved on, came to UK and then settled down and all the rest. So sex is not a one-way traffic for everybody. You can put 2 hot pepper in your soup. Somebody wants 5 hot pepper.
Yeah,
somebody has to handle pepper at all. And the same person that cannot eat this pepper will go to one Indian restaurant or Brazilian restaurant and be eating their kind of pepper anyhow. So sex is tricky.
Okay.
It's tricky.
Ajike, let's just think about it conclusively, because obviously I want this lady to kind of be able to attach everything we say here to what the sex therapist and what she's going to do, because she really values your opinion. In closing, what are we saying? You said to divorce, but obviously she doesn't want to leave the marriage. What more advice can you give?
Therapy. Okay, they said they've seen therapists. They see everything. She should just. Yoruba, there's one song.
Some agbelebu, you just dump them somewhere.
The song Ajike is
across.
This lady carry across.
She should carry across.
Some crosses are too heavy. You have to dump them.
That's the only thing I can say. Everything we have said here is what she said she has done. It's either you carry your cross or you divorce the man, let the man be going, and the next person you say, I hope he has everything, he has more.
She doesn't want to lose the money she's getting from the man.
He has the person that is even asking you question, are you fine? Are you okay? Are you all right? Maybe that one will never ask you anything. You just go, you come. Maybe that one says never having his bath. Maybe he's not brushing his teeth. It's true. Maybe he's not flushing the toilet. Yeah, something. Those are the things that make sense. So how he goes, he won't flush. He doesn't go carry yourself. But this one is even far. So for me, maybe you gotta find somebody now. He has crawl over his body. Is that what you're looking for? So my sister, pick your battle and fight the one God gave you. Everybody open their own yashasa now, you know that some people so it's just like this. Maybe it's even long. It's not long enough. It's long. It's not just enough.
And you think
it's not just enough.
The one that can do it very well, that is doing it very well, is sleeping with everybody.
Celia, in closing, it seems this lady can't win. It's a catch-22 business. From what Ajike is saying is that she should bear a cross. Invariably stay there she loves her husband, but a sexless marriage, so to say. What do you say?
I don't think she's tried everything yet.
You reckon?
I don't think she's, because there's lots of different things, sex toys. Sex toys are plenty. She should go to Candy Boros's website. She will see different things.
Really?
Yes. Even a female lips that can give you a head. Even a mouth that can give you a head. Everything is there. I don't know. I haven't seen
it. And they've got bullets as well. The bullets.
You understand? A lot of things are there. That's why I say she hasn't tried everything yet. She should go on different websites, national, international. In fact, I've seen some sex toys on Instagram pages for people that live in Nigeria, and I'm like, wow, these people are really involved. Did
you see the one with 2 dicks?
No, I didn't see that one, but there are some that I've seen, and I'm just in awe. Like, are you serious? Do you understand?
I've never seen that before.
When is rapture?
So I don't think she's tried everything yet, because as I said, I'm not one for infidelity in marriages. So she should go and try all the options first when it comes to sex toys. If that doesn't work, then she should speak to her husband. Maybe they need to open up the relationship a little bit just to give her that satisfaction. At the end of the day, he's the one with the problem, so he should be willing to compromise and do that. But if all that still doesn't work, then maybe they can look at ending the marriage, because as I said, this is a bed undefiled problem, and unfortunately it's kind of issues like this that you have to end up with, and you have to carry your cross, as Ajike has sang. When you now enter the marriage, imagine if the man could not even get it up as well, if the man was impotent and things like that. So there are lots of issues.
Divorce.
Exactly. And again, if they're Christians and they have faith, it is where they go to God and say, we're waiting on you to do this, right? Because as we know, there's nothing that God cannot do. So these are the different, this is where let your faith guide you. Let your faith direct you. Do you understand? And I don't know what the Christian religion with using sex toys, I don't know if it's a sin or if it's not a sin. But at this point, this woman's options are really limited. So
okay. Ogo, in closing, what are, like Ajike said, carry your cross. Celia said, open up the relationship a tad and bring in bullets and sex toys. What's your advice?
Okay. My advice to her is, just like Celia said, go for sex toys, but discuss with your husband first.
Yeah.
Open up and tell him what you want and what you are experiencing and how you're feeling. This is the only advice I can give to her that will help keep that marriage that she wants to stay. She doesn't want to leave her marriage. So what God cannot do does not exist.
I thought she was saying what God cannot do, sex toys will do.
No, what God cannot do does not exist. So if you want to stay in your marriage, open up to your husband, have a discussion, have a conversation, and look for the sex toys if that will help.
God? You said what God cannot do doesn't exist. So yes, God is the one inventing the toys, right?
No, discuss with your husband.
Well, is it the God that's giving people the ability to be able to invent?
Ability. And even your husband that refused to give you a head might end up giving you a head if you open up to him.
Okay. So,
what is head? I don't know head.
How can you not know head? You receive and then you give.
So is it that you have not been giving it, or what, Mr. Jabajanti?
That's what he's saying. Or maybe he has a different name.
Put it like that. Put it
like that. You won't come out. Jabajanti is in closing. As in that is one of your king men or one of your folk men that is disabled in this situation. How can you help his disability? And what advice do you give to
So he should, while we were talking, I was just quickly doing my research. He should go. No, I don't want to advertise for free.
Okay.
But
tell me, anyway, and then I will let her know. Yeah.
He should go to all these Chinese herbal shops and speak to them. They will help him.
They do acupuncture and
consult.
Yes, those people who do acupuncture.
Is the person in Nigeria or in UK?
Anything they put in the mouth.
She is actually.
To assess those products.
Anything they put in the mouth, they should avoid. It's not good for their system. But they will rub it, wash it after some time, and then go for the sex. But if anyone is lying to them about dick enlargement, it's all scam. You can't enlarge it. You can't reduce it. Unless you want to do transgender. So
you can Bobrisky it.
But it is not about size. It is how you know how to use it. Your hand is part of your deco. Not when you put it inside, though, but there are ways you play with a woman's private part and she will be over the top, because a woman knows what makes her come. A woman knows how to touch herself. That's what they say. I don't know if it is true. They say a woman knows what brings her home is. So talk to the man and let the man do it whilst he's using a small, small dick or whatever.
All right. So the lady that wrote us, thank you once again for writing to us. As you can see across the board, you've got different advice given to you. We'll be interested to see what you've tried and if it works, how you guys have moved on in your relationship. So that obviously these guys would have it in their ballpark of being good sex therapists. So until next week, same station, same time. We are on Pop Central, channel 189. Sundays at 9 p.m. And if you haven't got opportunity to have DSTV or watch us on DSTV, the channel, the organization has their own app called Popping by Pop Central, which you can download if you're outside Africa. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, Thank you so much for trashing this with us, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.